Hello everyone and welcome to Forensic Extract, and today we will be discussing one important topic, that is opium. So please do subscribe Forensic Extract and press the bell icon for getting notifications. So opium is basically dried juice. It is dried juice of plant named as Papaver somniferum. Papaver somniferum is the plant. This plant grows 1 meter in height. So height of the plant is 1 meter, and each plant bears about 5 to 8 capsules. Then this unripe capsule is incised. So this capsule is incised, and the white juice, which is collected, and that juice is allowed to evaporate to obtain opium. Now this ripe and dry poppy capsule contain a trace of opium. It contain only trace of opium, and it is used as sedative or for its narcotic action. So keep on watching and stay tuned. We will be discussing in detail. So these are poppy plants. These are poppy plants which are about 1 meter in height, and these are having these capsules. And on incision on these capsules there is white juice which is collected, and that is the main source of opium. Now this capsule contains various poppy seeds. So these poppy seeds are white, they are harmless, and they are having some nutritive value, and they are used for preparation of various sweets as well as various dishes. Now the active principle is basically in crude opium that contains large amount and number of alkaloids. So there are various alkaloids in crude opium, and there are two different chemical groups of these alkaloids. Now one is phenanthrene group, that is morphine, codeine, thebaine. So these are having basically narcotic action. Now the second alkaloid group is isoquinoline. They are papaverine and narcotine. They are having mild analgesic action. So we are basically having two groups of different chemical groups of different alkaloids. One is phenanthrene, second is isoquinoline. Now morphine basically occurs as a white powder or white shining crystals, and it's having bitter taste. So morphine is having bitter taste. Now the classification, they are basically divided as natural. So natural one are morphine and codeine. Now the semi-synthetic are basically derived by modification of chemical constituent of opium. So these are the modification, and they are chemically related to opium alkaloids. They are like opium alkaloids, they are related to opium alkaloids. So these are also known as opium analogs, opioid analogs. For example, heroin, oxymorphine, hydromorphine. These are all opioid analogs because they are having the chemical constraint and chemically modified structures. Now third one is synthetic one. So synthetic, these are designer drugs, which are basically manufactured illicitly for recreational activities, and they are highly potent. They are highly potent and addictive. Addiction potential is very high, and examples are like methadone, meperidine, fentanyl, propoxyphene. So these are the example of designer drugs or synthetic substance of opium. Now the action of opiates, action is basically they exert because of their chemical similarity to the naturally occurring substance known as endorphins. So they are chemically similar to the endorphin, and they activate receptor sites normally occupied by these endorphins. Now opium depresses all the centers except oculomotor, vomiting center, and sweating center. So except these centers, it depresses all the centers. Now it also stimulates non-propulsive rhythmic contraction, non-propulsive rhythmic contraction of small intestine, and opium and its derivatives acts synergistically with alcohol and barbiturates. They act synergistically with alcohol and barbiturates. Now the absorption. So this absorption is basically it absorbed from mucous membranes or raw surface, or even by hypodermic injections, or when smoked with cigarettes. So these are various route of absorption. Now this next process is the elimination. So they are eliminated, basically they are destroyed by the tissues, particularly liver, and eliminates as morphine in urine. So they eliminates as morphine in urine and feces, and some small amount also by stomach, intestine, and in saliva, bile, and milk is also excreted or eliminated. Now the fatal dose. fatal dose. So, fatal dose of opium is 2 grams and fatal dose of morphine is 0.2 gram. So, this is the fatal dose of morphine and opium. Now, the sign and symptoms. So, they basically first stimulates and then depresses, and finally there is paralysis of all the nerve centers. So, initially there is stimulation, then there is depression, and final paralysis of all nerve centers. So, there are various stages. So, first is the stage of excitement, in which there is last dose. If last dose is taken, then this stage of excitement is there, and it is of very short duration, in which there is increased mental activity, restlessness, and flushing of face are seen basically in the stage of excitement. Now, the second stage is stage of stupor, in which the symptoms like headache, nausea, vomiting, drowsiness, and the pupils are contracted, and face is now cyanosed. So, these are the few findings in stage of stupor. Now, the third stage is stage of coma, the final paralysis of nerve centers, that is stage of coma, in which all the muscles become flaccid and all reflexes are abolished. Now, the face is pale and conjunctiva is congested. Pupils are contracted and they are pinpoint size, and there is no reaction of pupil to light. So, there is no light reflex is absent light reflex. Now, all the secretions are suspended. There is inhibition of all the secretions except sweating, as perspiration or sweating is very much increased. It is very much increased. The skin is cold and BP is decreased. Pulse is slow and full. So, these are the 3 stages. First is the stage of excitement, now the second is the stage of stupor, and third is the stage of coma. Now, in some cases there is skin blistering. Skin blistering is seen, and that too in dependent parts. Dependent parts, it is basically due to cutaneous edema. Because of suggestion of venous return. There is suggestion of venous return that leads to cutaneous edema, and the classical triad of opium poisoning is the coma associated with pinpoint pupil and respiratory depression. So, this triad is diagnostic. So, this is the triad which is seen in opium poisoning, and it is diagnostic. Now, So now the treatment part. So treatment is done by gastric lavage with potassium permanganate, that is in 1:5000 ratio, and the lavage is also carried out even the person has taken injection of the drug, because they are re-excreted into the stomach after absorption. So that's why lavage is also indicated. Now naloxone hydrochloride, it is specific opioid antagonist. This is specific opioid antagonist. It basically competes with opioid receptor, and the dose is 2 milligram IV is the dose. And if there is respiratory depression, then the dose is given every half an hour to up to 10 to 20 milligram, and it can be given sublingually or intramuscular. Now another drug is the nalmefene. Nalmefene, it is of having longer duration. It is having longer duration of action as compared to naloxone. Now something is known as coma cocktail. Coma cocktail. So what is coma cocktail? In comatose patient where the identity of the patient is not known, then we'll give them 100 ml of 50% glucose plus 100 milligram thiamine and 2 milligram naloxone, and it should be given intravenously. So this is coma cocktail. And if the patient is seen in early stage, then he should be made to walk about in the air to help excretion of drug. But if the poison has been absorbed and is acting upon the cells of the cerebral cortex, then it is more harmful. Now the various post-mortem findings. So during post-mortem, various signs of asphyxias will be there. There will be cyanosis, there will be congestion of conjunctiva, petechial hemorrhages may be there. There is increased fluidity of blood may be there. Now opium disappears rapidly from the body. It disappears rapidly. Now the poisoning is basically painless, that's why it is selected for suicide because of painless death, and rarely it is can be used for homicide purpose because it's having bitter taste. So it is rare to use it for homicide purpose. Now the semisynthetic type of this opioid is the heroin. So heroin is can be white, it can be brown, or can be black tar. Now street heroin is known as smack or junk or dope. Now in some cases it is diluted with quinine or lactose or mannitol Now, it is not taken orally because it rapidly hydrolyzes in stomach. So, oral ingestion is not usually indicated. It is most dangerous among all drugs of addiction. So, this is most dangerous. Solid heroin can be dissolved in liquid or injected or simply heated on a piece of the silver foil or smoke inhaled using as a sniff, and that is known as chasing the dragon. By simply smoking the heroin by heating it on a piece of paper of silver foil. So, this is known as chasing of dragon. Now, a combination of heroin and cocaine, this is known as speedball, and it is 4 times more powerful than morphine. So, it is 4 times more powerful. It can cause sudden death. Even in person who are using the drug for some time, and the person may die while needle still in the vein. So, it can cause sudden death because of this combination of heroin and cocaine, that is known as speedball. So, guys, this is all about in brief about opium and its various metabolites and the mechanism of action, the sign and symptoms and the treatment part, now the postmortem findings and all. So, keep on watching, stay tuned, and thank you so much, and give your valuable comments, and please suggest any important topic that you want to cover in the coming videos. So, thank you so much. Please do subscribe and stay tuned. Thank you.